the new insult to black folks is no longer the word nigger. It's got to be monkey.
Monkey, it happened again?
Yes, it happened again.
Where did it strike again? The monkey strikes again.
The monkey strikes again. The assumption that if you say monkey, you mean you are derogatorily referring to a black person.
I just don't.
I don't. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know why when that's said, you are making a derogatory comment to a black person.
There's a
One time, two time for your mind. Two time, three time for your mind. 4 time, 5 time for your mind. Just put it on time for your mind.
Yeah. What you saying? Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Two Bros Podcast, episode 36. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Great week we had. First and foremost, happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Always easy to remember, but always something I forget. Because it's like, fuck. It was the fuck.
And then you say, it's so easy to remember.
Almost too easy. Like, almost too easy where it's like
nah, it can't be that.
I'm like, I know it's something else I got to think of.
Nah, it can't be that.
Up.
Yes. No,
well,
yes.
Happy anniversary. What
Thank
did you
you very
celebrate?
much. Celebrate our 6th anniversary.
Fantastic.
6th anniversary together. Well, 6th anniversary married. We've actually been together for like 13.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know you guys were
we've been
that
together
long.
for a while.
Oh.
We thought about this. We said, you know what? If we were like a lot of people and had kids as soon as we like hooked up, said Miles would have been 13 years old by now.
Indeed,
You know,
we would have.
and our lives would have probably been totally different.
Completely.
Yes.
Well, that's what time and space does to people, right? It just, you weave your own course.
Right. Yes.
And that course is never, everyone in hindsight can always say what it could have been.
Right.
But no one knows until.
No one exactly knows. No one ever knows. But yeah, 6 years. Celebrated yesterday. Nothing fantastic.
Nothing fantastic.
Nah, you know me. We just,
Yeah.
I'm simple. I keep it low key, a little simple. We just did, had mother-in-law watch Miles, so we went out, checked out a movie, went to have some dinner.
What'd you see?
And saw what is it? Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, how was that?
Did not like it.
Okay, because I kept hearing so much about it.
Did not like it. It is and I should take that back. I did like it, but it was just a typical romantic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was.
Okay.
That's all it was, But, because it was an Asian cast and, so some themes a little bit different. And, different colors and different, they throw in language and tradition and stuff like that. But it's basically your standard run-of-the-mill
rom-com.
Rom-com.
Any
That's it.
stereotypes exploited in there?
They do. They make fun of them, though.
Okay.
But they use them to their advantage.
Yeah, but that's exploited.
But they own it.
Right.
But they sort of own it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, did they make light of it? Did they use
Yes.
it? And
Yes.
and it seems almost a way of normalizing a stereotype.
Yeah. It
Right.
sort of gave credence to it,
Mm-hmm.
and so you have to sort of understand this is where the stereotype comes from.
Okay.
And it's not always the case, but all stereotypes have a truth to them.
Indeed.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, they do. They don't just come out
they
of
just
nowhere.
don't come out of
and you
nowhere.
just-
They
Right.
They have a truth to them. But it was all right. Like I said, typical romantic, typical romantic comedy.
And then dinner, someplace nice.
Dinner, we go for like the rustic things. We found this place called That Meatball Place.
That meatball place.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a place in Farmington. That was nice. A nice little spot.
Yeah.
Had craft beer and of course meatballs and stuff like that. Small, and it's always what was reiterated, that you can have a great time if the person who is serving you has a tremendous personality.
Right.
Has a great personality. You can joke with them a little bit here and there.
Right.
And ha ha ha,
And they get it.
And they get it. They get your jokes.
They get your
That's
jokes.
my thing.
Right.
Like somebody, I tell jokes all the time.
Right.
And if people don't get the joke, I'm immediately like, okay,
It's
fuck it. It's a fucked up day.
This just doesn't go well.
Right.
The language barrier between social and service always has a fine line. So some people don't know when you're joking,
Right.
and some people don't know, like, is this part of the joke? Is this part of it? Like, are we doing this now? Like,
Right.
what's happening here? So that's always fun to fuck with people.
Yeah.
But in the service industry, as most, you would like to think, you should be expecting it.
You should.
You should be expecting the other person to have a comment. Like,
Right.
hey, how's it going? And a response. Like, when you say, not bad, I just shitted on myself. I fucking went to the bathroom. I had these little stains. You ever get the little stains on the bottom? And the guy goes, I don't know how to respond.
You gotta have your response.
You gotta be witty with it.
You gotta have your response. I remember a long time ago, somebody called. We used to live with Mom. Somebody called for a prank. Somebody did a prank call to the house.
Okay.
And they said something about I think I left my big black dildo over here, or something like that.
Okay.
So somebody goes, hey, I think I left my black dildo over here. And I say, yeah, my father's using it right now. When do you want it back? And he didn't say anything.
Right, yeah.
And then I was like, you gotta be ready for this shit, man. If you're gonna call and do prank calls, you gotta have something ready, man. Come on.
Absolutely. You gotta be witty with it.
You can't just like leave it there. Come on, get your skills together. And I said, get your shit together and call back. And of course, they didn't call back.
No, they never do. Wow, I don't remember that, but that sounds pretty weird. We used to have a lot of fun doing prank calls before the caller ID era.
Yes, we did. We would record them.
We would record them. You had that blue and white tape recorder, blue tape recorder that was great. It worked fantastic.
Yeah, and we had this mic that you hooked up to the audio jack, and you could hook it up to the receiver on the phone, and it could pick up the.
Do you want to know something?
What?
I still have it.
Do you really?
It's a suction cup.
Yes.
And it sticks to the back. I have it. It's in my. I told you, I'm a fucking plug hoarder.
You are a hoarder. You are a
so
hoarder.
I hoard plugs, and
you're gonna be on a show one day.
I'm trying to get over it. I'm really trying to get over it. I had an issue today. I was trying to throw some plugs away, and I was like, no, I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need it. I got a box over there, a box over here. Even in the new space here, I'm fucking swimming in plugs.
Somebody's gonna show up with an iPhone 3. And you got them hooked up.
I got it.
So I got you.
I got it. I could even hook that shit up to the TV, make it go. People would be like, yo, how do you do? Where do you do all this shit? We talked about last week Video Music Box 35th anniversary. And my friends used to come over and watch the Video Music Box while I cut hair, right? We talked about that. Well, I got the notion to remember you brought that cool VCR back from fucking Japan.
The one that you can dual record,
you could freeze, you could dual record. It had a lot of features on it. So it had a lot of plugs on it. So it had plug inputs.
Inputs and outputs.
So I used to plug in the input of my radio or recorder, the tape player, while a video was on, and they had this I used to make like these fake videos.
Yeah.
So fucking some guy dancing on the roof, and I was playing Top Billin'. Milk is chilling. Yes, is chilling. And the guy was doing some break. It was an old disco record or something. And I was like, yo guys, the milk is white. And I played this video, and they was like, that's why he says milk is chilling. Fuck. Yo, shit is dope. I never thought he would be a white guy. And for until the real people seen these guys, they was like, yo, the audio too is the guy's from Brooklyn, man. What the fuck? He was showing us some guy on the rooftop. And I was like, I was just playing. And they were like, well, don't fucking play with us like that. We think the shit you say is real. And at that moment, I realized that God. It was almost like a responsibility thing of what you show people. They went on and told other people
exactly.
Which I had said it was. Did you know that dude is white guy dancing on the roof? He's a dancer, and the guy was dancing. And I was like, not one point did you realize the guy's mouth didn't match what he said?
Right.
And then I used to play Nice and Smooth over Lucky Charms videos. And it'd be fucking it'd be Rice Krispie commercials, and the guys go dancing and shit. But those are the good old days when you could fool people and trick them. And
low tech is great.
Low tech was great. Now everybody's so fucking serious. I like pranking the solar panel people.
Oh, really?
When they call me, it is a show. I think I taped a few of them. They'd be like, "Where's this? Who's the homeowner? Yes, can I? Oh, we want to introduce you to solar panel and they're reading off a card. They're all Indian,
Okay,
always,
all right.
always. And then I said, "Great, what time are you coming?" And the guy said, "I'm sorry." I said, "Listen, these birds have been shitting all on my panels. I can't get any signal. I got no power in the house. All the panels are covered up. Come now. You need to scrape the shit off." And the guy said, "No, we are not coming to fix and we are to sell them to do what." Hey, well, come fix the doo-doo is coming off here. What you talking, sir, man? The guy goes, "Shut up, man." I think some of them getting hip to it now.
No, that's good. That's good when you.
Especially if I'm driving, when they fucking call me. I mean, if you've not noticed, the telemarketers have gone rogue.
Yes, they have. I get several calls a week.
They have gone rogue. They found a way to get the number next to your number.
Yes, so it looks like a local number. It looks like a number.
Oh, this is my friend. I think.
Yeah,
looks like my number. Let me pick it up. Hi, sir. Welcome to the fucking. Would you like medical coverage or your penis enlarged? Which one? Which one? They just do it all.
I never get anything like that. I always get somebody in Chinese. I always get somebody going.
Oh, I get that one too.
Yeah, that's the only one I get. I don't get.
Shisha, pang, pang.
Yeah, I never get anybody that actually like says anything or something like that. What I have is at work, we have these codecs that we use for video conferencing. Mm-hmm. But you can actually dial numbers on them. You can dial telephone numbers.
Okay.
They can connect to a telephone.
It's like a PPOE type of thing.
Yeah, that type of thing. And it always reverts back as an undisclosed number. So if I called you with that, it would say undisclosed number on no number or something like that.
Okay.
And so when I get a local number, and they leave a message,
sorry,
I always call it back. And every once in a while, I'll get a phone call, or somebody will pick up the phone, and then I'll just
and then you just. Right.
And I say, "Yeah, where am I delivering this to? What floor?" I think you got the wrong number. I think this is it. There's two pepperoni and the salad, right? Dude, man, come on, man. I'm trying to make some money up here, man. Jesus Christ.
Right, help us out here.
Help us out. Come on, man. I can't go back. I can't go back with this shit.
Wow, that's crazy. There's so many you wonder if there's like this masterminded thing behind it, right?
Like this
whole man in a white suit.
This wheel is spinning.
You better fucking keep calling, or your ass is going to Pelican Bay.
It all leads to somewhere, like the Matrix. Like there's a point where it's just okay. This is as far as you've gone.
Right.
This is it.
Right.
This is the answer. So you mean this is a computer program? This is
the Last Dragon.
That's right.
Some dumb guy. You are the master. Need to look no further than yourself, Leroy. You ever see his like Tamok, that guy? Timok?
Ever see him?
Yeah, well, like
not in a while.
Well, he's done some interviews of lately. He's talked about his that whole Barry Gordy and how they jerked him obviously, and on some hey, you'll never work again if you don't do what we tell you to do. A little bit of some not sexual abuse, but just kind of like in the same vein of sexual abuse, where hey, why don't you do this and go do this shoot and take your shirt off and and you may have to take one for the team and
take one for the team.
And he says no, and then he just gets blacklisted or something like that, or some other craziness.
He's supposed to be a real legit fighter. Like he's
somebody said it.
Like he's not just like a movie dude who knows a few things. Like he's actually like a legit fighter. Like him and the guy that did Spawn, I can't remember his name. Michael Jai White. Yeah. He's also another. He's like a legit trained like fighter.
Brother of Brian White.
Who's Brian White?
Plays in a lot of these like Tyler Perry movies. He's always smooth faced black guy. Looks like anyway, but yeah, I heard they're pretty good. They're
they used to, I think Michael Jai White competed.
Yeah,
I think he competed in tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, they
I don't know much about Ty Mac, but from what I've heard people say, Ty Mac is a legit. I don't know what discipline he's in, but he's a legit martial artist.
John, our friend John from episode One in the Car. Yeah,
John Collier.
His son's a black belt.
Is he really?
Yeah,
black belt.
Justin is a black belt. He just became a black belt in, I want to say Taekwondo. I could be mistaken. John, you could confirm that, but he just received his black belt.
Wow.
He was at the beach with us, and I was like, "Listen, man, you're a registered weapon now. You need to relax here. You see, you're getting a little tight."
How long has he been doing that then?
No, he's
a
young.
black belt.
He's young. He's young.
But he had to. If you're a black belt now, you have to have achieved. I mean,
I don't know the criteria.
Uh-huh.
I would be remiss and say you have to go to the 35th chamber and
right.
out. He's younger than Niche, so he's
17, 18?
He's 15, I think he is. So
we gotta call John. See what this black belt is about, because because a black belt is. I mean, if you're in the martial arts, a black belt is serious shit. That's like it's.
Allegedly, it's serious. So you think it's a paper trophy? You think?
No, I'm just saying.
No, we don't know.
Because I don't know.
Right,
yeah, we don't know. But I'm saying a black belt is like if you are a black belt, you've achieved a certain amount of status within that thing. I mean, it doesn't give those out if it's a legit.
Hey John, you need to call belt. Up and verify this. Your son put his hands on me and
that's right.
I backed up.
As soon as he shakes your hand, you just fall down. Ow!
I just heard he was a black belt, and I was like, "Fuck that."
Do you ever look at? You ever catch some of those fake martial arts videos?
Dude,
it's the most hilarious shit
in the world. Pulling it up right now is
it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, these guys are nuts. It's so funny that it's like, wait a minute, you thought you could get away with this shit?
Uh-huh.
I saw one where the guy was on a news channel, and this guy just tapped him, and 3 guys behind him fell back. These guys are nuts.
And I'm supposed to believe that this fucking dumpy, no physical definition in his body whatsoever, it just does these things.
Even the guy is laughing.
This guy can't keep a straight face.
This is crazy. I'll have to make sure we upload some of this as we edit this backwards, because this is so hilarious. Hey, listen, the guy just hit him, and oh my god, he brushed his shoulder and the fucking.
Did you ever see the one where this? I can't remember where it was. It was overseas, where this MMA fighter challenged somebody who was like supposed to be like a taekwondo master, or whatever, I think the taekwondo guy challenged the MMA guy.
Oh yeah,
and he took him up on it,
and the guy like ran the whole time.
Beat the shit out of him in like 20 seconds, and apparently he got a lot of shit for this. Like, how could you beat up so and so and blah 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 and all that stuff? And they said, no, this is a legit. A legit fight. They made ground rules, and they had people judging and watching and stuff.
It's
and
so hilarious.
He creamed the guy in 20 minutes.
It's hilarious. This guy can't even keep a straight face.
The guy is just, oh my god. How does his plan
right
go?
Right. Is everyone in on
everybody, it? Right. Is everybody in on this?
It's hey, we're trying to do something for the show. They tell. I mean, that's the discipline there. The background is the discipline.
That's probably it, right?
That everyone just keeps
it
straight. Look at these guys. They're laughing in the background. These guys are laughing in the background.
Oh my god.
So the trickery of it goes back to what we just said. The tricks of this is the one here. The news guy goes, "Hey, he's gonna break that." Watch this. He attempts to break. he said, "Oh shit!" He broke it. I said, "What are you gonna do? Break this guy?" He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna break it with just a glass of water."
Oh. Look. and you know what? And the shame is, unfortunately, a lot of these guys they have schools.
Yeah.
They've organized, and they pretty much they're taking people's money.
Yeah.
Taking people's money for this trip.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
But it's a huge discredit to anything that has so this would be culture misappropriation, right? Like this is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to,
like, there's no way to side with this. I mean, other than foolery, like
right.
But it just goes to show how gullible. Now, when you see, okay, so look at this and talk about what we talked about last podcast was staged humor, staged. Reality, like the Kiki songs and all the other stage things that happen. This is no different than the shock and awe of you just doing something for a gag, and getting people
and then getting people to buy into it.
To be like, did you see? Did you see? Did you see? Now at some point it was meant something. That guy fucked his foot.
Yes, he did.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to all the real martial artists that really put in the time and the craft. I don't know. We'd have to look that up. And John, you'd have to verify, man. You know, Justin's a black belt now, so we want proof how long this takes. What do you think it takes? A couple of years?
I would have no idea. But I think, I mean, people spend like a lifetime in whatever discipline that they're in. Well, and so, like how long it takes, I would have no idea.
You know, in the book you give me with Jesse Ventura, The Conspiracy, he talks about what I didn't know, a marksman, you know.
Okay.
Is a low level. Is like a marksman's not an achievement. That's you start out as a marksman.
No, you started as a marksman. There's a marksman. I think it's marksman, sharpshooter, expert. Is how it's graded. Right. So yeah, so saying somebody's a marksman is not.
That just mean you enrolled.
It means you showed up.
Yeah, you showed up.
You know, you showed up
and enrolled into it.
Right.
So I didn't know that. I thought marksman was like a really high level. No. You know, hey, he's a marksman. Oh, okay.
No,
well, you just got the junior badge, and you know.
Pretty much, yeah. And it looks like it too. If you're in the military and you're a marksman, it's just like a.
Oh, is it?
It's like you get a badge, but it's like a square. It's like a square on it, and the sharpshooter is a little bit different, and the expert one is like is really fancy. Oh. You know, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
But yes, you're exactly right. It's what the hell is?
This goes on for hours of fake fucking.
You would have to think that at some point, one of these guys would say, "Look, I'm sick of doing this shit."
That's what I want to see. I want to see I want to see the one guy go, "Fuck you."
This goes rogue and just
like you said, this shit was real, man. You said try your best.
You said it was real. My wife went outside and she got mugged, and none of this shit worked.
This guy punched him in the foot. But yeah, man. So there's no mistake that TV has been fooling people for years. The optics, you know. Neil deGrasse Tyson says it best that one of the worst forms of testimony is eyewitness.
Yeah. It's very.
It's skewed. It's based on you.
It's unreliable.
Right.
You can't distinguish it from the person.
Right.
Like you can have one thing. Like one thing can happen right here.
Right.
And then they ask you, and then they ask me.
Right.
And we will each have a very different account as to what happened. You know?
The game of telephone, right? Yeah. It goes down the pipe and you start changing the story. Now, what happens when two people see it and have the same? They both were there. You know, this is the tree falls in the forest equation. So, does that fall in the same line? Does it become? You know, like he says. I mean, we're switching topics here, but you know, all these alien encounters and everything else. And you know, he constantly Neil deGrasse. I'm talking.
Right.
He constantly says, I would love it. I would love to believe it, but get me something. Get a rock. Grab something off the mantle when you and stick it in your drawers, and you know somebody's got to have some proof,
right?
Other than some story, which is just every time traveler guy that comes and says, "Oh, I went back into the future, and I went to 2020," and they tell this revelation, and they're basically taking culmination of books and movies and all this other stuff, and wow, that sounds fun. Great. What can you prove? You know what I'm saying? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, you're right. Show me something.
Like in this era.
Take a picture. Did you grab it? Did you?
Right. Did you? Fuck you, motherfucking alien too.
That's right.
Did you boss up? Did you get tough? Did you? What happened? You just said yes. I am here. Do what you want. Play with my asshole. Because all of them have a fucking sexual experience. They all say the same thing. They all
have a sexual experience. A lot of them are. Well, they're all like in the same like stereotypical genre.
Yeah.
You can question their employment. They live they're more rural as opposed to people
city
who live
guys.
in urban areas. You never hear the freaking junior executive at Goldman Sachs saying he saw an alien when he came into work.
Would that change it?
No, it wouldn't change it. But I'm saying,
really, you don't think that if a CEO of Goldman Sachs got nothing to lose comes out and says, oh shit, you don't think more people would be, how, the CEO, you don't think it would be news frenzy?
Well, I think it would be a news frenzy,
Okay,
but I think the same burden of proof would apply to him. But I think it would be what will make it newsworthy is because you're not used to. You're not used to, people in a 3-piece suit who are working on Wall Street saying that they've seen this shit.
But then he would become crazy. He would become a loony bat.
Yeah.
At some point, people would say, "Hey, we need to have a board meeting.
Let's worry about it.
You can't be on the board anymore. You're talking about fucking
him. Well, brother Elon is starting to
unravel.
I don't know, he's starting to.
His fucking lollipop is
He's
uncovered.
like, whoa, hey, maybe you need to take a vacation. Just not do anything.
Well,
for
because
a
what's
bit.
happening now? He dreamt all this shit. Like now, all of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, we can't do any of this shit. And guys are like this at the.
Wait! I can't do none of this.
You can't pay. I'm paying, but you can't do it. Well, it was a good idea at the time, but
So all this shit is just a thought.
Cocaine and whores, baby. That's all he fucking wanted. Damn.
Yeah, you're right. That's like being at the restaurant and somebody said they were going to pay, and all of a sudden the bill comes and they like say, yeah, I can't do this. Like, everybody's
what?
What? I just
like you ordered all this shit.
I
like
just bought a $60 steak. What the hell?
You ordered a flux capacitor, and you don't want it anymore. I mean, this is at its finest. Where people are raising capital like. I'm these GoFundMes are fantastic for people that have devastation, but they're the most craziest things when people are funding these. If you go look at all the GoFundMes, like on, you could do a YouTube search like this. It's crazy. The weirdest, craziest thing. Like, remember the guy that made millions off of the pet rock? There's a guy that made the pet rock. There's a GoFundMe for rock farms, and put in. Oh, we have all exclusive rocks from different parts of the region. You'll get your own kit. You get your own
rock
fucking
farm.
Fuck. I mean, people have gone nuts with this crowdfunding, and I think the government may be gone crazy with trying to trace them. How do you keep a lid on all these people? And at some point, you just gotta let them do it.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I remember when I lived in Missouri, there was a guy put out somebody sued a guy because for false advertising.
Okay.
Sued a guy for false advertising.
Of?
Well, the advertisement was he put it out in the classifieds, and the ad was, please send $5 to, and then give a PO box, and that's it. That's all it was.
What
and apparently the guy made like a few $1,000s.
Yeah, off
of it. Yeah. So somebody sued, and what was the basis of your lawsuit? He said, well, I didn't get anything. And he said, well, the ad didn't say you're gonna get anything. It just said, so why am I sending $5? Like, I don't know. Like, why? It doesn't say. Why did you send $5?
Right. You're the asshole. Like, don't blame what it says. I just. God, this changes the story, but
don't blame. Right.
Just don't blame the guy. It's okay. So speaking of movies, I'm sorry to dial back a little bit. The few movies I just saw this week, I just kind of like binged my 2 a.m. binge. I can't sleep. Watching crazy movies. Arizona.
So I've seen Arizona.
You saw Arizona?
Yes.
With fucking what's his name? Danny McBride.
Danny McBride.
What a movie, man! This thing turned dark quick.
Yes.
And the guy
it looked one way, and you were like, "Oh!"
Don't blame the guy for the magic beans. Blame the guy who fucking spent the money on the
magic beans.
He's like, the beans work. He was like, the beans work. No, you lied to me. You told me the beans work. He said, don't blame them. But that movie is crazy.
It is a crazy movie.
Upgrade. Did you see that?
No.
Upgrade. That was a good one. Summer of '84. Did I talk about this last week? Yeah.
Summer of '84.
Summer '84 is a great. We talked about it last week. It was kind of like a Goonies type of movie.
Okay.
Where the kids go looking for this serial killer in their neighborhood.
All right. No, anybody. Look, somebody fell for my father in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Is having issues with his passport, and so if you can just just give me like $2,500.
But there is somebody like who's I forgot, it was on Rogan's podcast or whatever he was talking about, and he says this guy is like off the chain with he keeps going in. He keeps going.
Keeps getting in.
Yeah,
Keeps hacking in. Keeps hacking in.
When are we gonna meet? Oh, I can't today. My car broke down. But send 250 more, and sends them these cool pictures. These like this milfy type mom, medium.
Yeah.
So it's not like a sexy babe, but it's like a regular lady, like a pictures of a regular lady. So he keeps saying, no, if it was a scam, it would be like this hot babe. This is like a real person.
Right.
She needs my help. And we're talking. Look at our emails. It was like, yeah, but you can't. In today's economy, you can't FaceTime. You can't do Messenger. You can't do nothing.
What documentary did I see?
Oh, man.
It was about some dude. It was some documentary that I saw where some dude went to jail for killing somebody over some girl that he was messing with online. It turns out that the girl online was actually this woman's daughter.
Oh, God.
And she was like sending her photos. Like she was the one in the chat room, but she was sending her daughter's photos. And doing everything in the chat room and stuff like that. And so it led to this whole. And there was actually another guy involved who knew the daughter. And so when the guy would go out, he would see him with the daughter and get jealous and stuff. And I think he eventually, and they worked together like at the same plant. And so he eventually killed him.
Oh, gosh.
And so when they came up, when people questioned her, the daughter, she was like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Right,
all I know is my friend so-and-so died in a thing. Who we talking about? Who? What? I don't have a chat room. I don't have an account. And it turns out this woman, it was either a mother or a stepmother, was the one who was doing it. And she was, middle-aged, relatively unattractive and stuff. And
basic Betty, you know, one of those type of.
Yes.
But again, the amount of, I guess, fraud. Or internet fraud.
Fraud and the willingness to like delve into, like, to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wonder all the time. I'm like, the person either has to be super lonely.
Right.
No self-esteem,
right.
And no wherewithal. Like you fell for this shit?
Right,
like,
exactly. Right. Like, I said, like, how many emails do you get say, hey, Asian babes, come and do the, and how many, you figure with all those that get sent out, somebody clicks and says, hey, ooh, she's nice. Oh, she's emailing me.
Right. And I'm special. Hey, I see. Oh, you live in my town. Oh.
That's right. Oh. Babes in your area want to meet you.
Right. I heard that Rockefeller's father, the original Rockefeller, the John D's father, was the inventor of snake oil.
Actual snake oil, or
so there's a trick called snake oil, right? Like snake juice or whatever, and it's supposed to stop you from getting bit by rattlesnakes. When old little gold settlers, the gold rush in 18 or 16, 700, whatever year it was, and there was a guy who ran through each town. He had cans of fucking beans or whatever it was. Can. It was oil. It was like, I think it was regular oil.
Just oil.
And he put a new label on. He got the idea to go to a guy and put it called snake oil. Is if you get bit.
Right. So he was what do you call him? Like those guys who do those things.
Fucking town to town scam artist.
Scam artist. But I forgot there was a name for that. It just it was a snake oil salesman. That's
what I'm telling you is the coined phrase was a snake oil salesman.
Oh, the Rockefeller.
But the Rockefeller family, with their father,
that's how the first dad made his money.
Yeah, was the real fucking snake oil guy. Like that's where that came from.
I'll ask my wife's uncle about that, because he I think you met him before. His Uncle Frank, older gentleman.
Yeah.
He actually worked for the Rockefeller family.
Oh,
he was he's a retired police officer, so he was a security guard for their estate and stuff. So I'll ask him if that was the case. That might see if there's any snake oil around, any snake oil left in the Rockefeller family.
Yeah. See, William Rockefeller was the snake oil salesman.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, on the this guy, the Corbett Report. You ever watch him?
The Corbett Report?
Corbett Report.
No.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I mean, he does a lot of
Oh, sorry.
a lot of conspiracy stuff, a lot of stuff, but he does a lot of research.
Okay.
And he puts it out there and kind of does these weirdy documentaries, and he doesn't he just leave open-ended, which leaves you, but now what, you know?
Right.
But he does a lot of research, he puts a lot of effort into it, and he really puts them together, and his work has been pretty, you know,
right,
renowned, you know?
Okay, all right.
So the Corbett Report.
Yeah,
I get a lot of my conspiracy stuff from watching his, and then you obviously you make your own, and you go, that one doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
But what makes a conspiracy? I mean, first of all, there's some people, and I don't know if you're in this boat or not. I mean, I always say that anytime anybody, you know, when I describe, when people say, "Oh, hey, I never met your brother." I said, "What's your brother like?" I say, the first thing I say was, "He's a conspiracy theorist." So I just
great. It's great. It's cool. I wear it.
So he's a conspiracy theorist.
But
but what makes a conspiracy hold water, or do you pretty much? Because there's some people who just believe every damn conspiracy. Like there's a conspiracy for everything. This is a conspiracy. Yeah. The fact that you didn't have a parking spot outside, that's a conspiracy. You had to wait online for something and you missed your train. That's a damn conspiracy. Some people think every single thing, every inconvenience, every turn of fate coincidence is a conspiracy. At what point does a conspiracy sort of hold water to make you say, this is potentially plausible?
Yeah. So on my end of it, and any guy that will wear the badge, calling themselves, say they'll accept it, has to accept it both ways. So this was a conspiracy because we conspired to meet. We conspired to get together and do this. So there's still...
Against what, though?
Well, this is just... We're bound by the Latin language that we use. You know, our ABCs and 1, 2, 3. So there's... Because the word exists, it's a dictionary, a Wikipedia, and whatever else. So it's going to have that meaning regardless of it. So we're bound by that. And most people go, what's a conspiracy? Let me Google it or Wikipedia it. That's the answer you're going to get. And Webster's dictionary. Now, who the fuck is this Webster family? Because they've told us everything, what everything means. They're the authority of it. So what gave them that there? So there's a conspiracy behind that. Like, what happened with the Webster? Oh, the Webster family got all this information, and they had books, and they had libraries, and everyone told them they were the family, so they made the dictionary, and they culminated all this data. Whatever. There's no real answer to your question, because every true conspiracy theorist that gives the air-quoted conspiracy theorist, the only goal is to question it. Not to answer it, not to solve it, because we don't know, just like anyone else. The fact that people, that the topic, whatever the topic is, the complacency or the complicitness that people are allowed to say, nah, I believe what I heard. So you would believe one way, but not the other way.
Right.
So at some point, we're questioning why you believe where you got your information from, because masses told you so this way. But there's no, you don't, like mathematics is proven both way, plus and minus, right? You could prove a positive with a negative by doing the reverse of it. So that's what a conspiracy theorist is always doing. They say, how can this be so true and with only positives, but doesn't have the other side of it? So how could you have gone to the moon or then, but not now? How could, so everything goes in both directions. So that's where the questions come from. If not, it's value. So if this, then why not that?
Right.
And people go, because that's not what happened. This is it, and that's it. It's over with and closed. So it's the challenge against the closed case mentality of, no, a plane disintegrated in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, dove right into the ground and disintegrated. That theory exists, and no one wants to challenge it. They just say, you're just making it up, But when does stuff like that get resolved? The answer is never, because someone is controlling your answer. Someone is obviously clearing up that they don't want you to have the right answer because something happened. That would mean maybe something good happened. Maybe they took everyone and gave them all millions of dollars and whatever happened. But the theory comes from speculation, of course.
Right.
It comes from what you've seen in the past. And you kind of just put it together. It's still speculation. Make no mistake. It's just you and your mind and your wizardry going, well, why not?
Well, there's a difference between speculation and questioning and hailing something to be a conspiracy. Because once you say something is a conspiracy, you're basically saying that there was a controlled intention for a particular result.
And the dictionary version is 2 or more people.
Against right.
Because you could be convicted of a crime if 2 or more people conspire to do something.
Yes.
Me, you, and one other guy says we're going to rob this fucking bank. We can be arrested for conspiracy to rob a bank.
Right.
Just because there's 3 of us. Now, just me and you, not enough.
Right. But when you're looking at something that has actually happened,
right,
and you're calling something a conspiracy, what you're essentially saying is that the result of this was X.
Yeah.
Somebody or somebody, whatever group, person, or whatever,
entity,
deliberately wanted result X to be in effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's different than questioning the result of X. Like, calling something a conspiracy is different than saying, I'm not really sure about XYZ. If you're calling something a conspiracy, you're saying that the intention, like the information we got, it was planned.
Right.
It was planned. It wasn't the result of happenstance. It was an organized result. It was an intended result. And that's different than questioning the results of what you got. Hey, why is dinner so late?
Right.
Is different than somebody intentionally wanted you to have dinner late.
Yes. Okay, so 100%. I mean, there's no, like I said before, there's no right or wrong reason.
Right.
In simplified ways.
And I'm glad you read that book.
Oh, I love that book.
I'm glad you read that book. 'Cause you're not a reader per se. You don't do a lot of reading.
I told you I read it snippetly, so I go back into it I read it like a horoscope. Like today's thought is what happened to this, what happened to this. He puts more of himself into the book because he prefaces himself as what he knows and how he approaches it, which is, and I like the show. I used to watch the show.
And he is a larger than life personality.
Yeah.
So he's who's like shunned by everybody.
Right.
Like nobody wants to talk to him.
Right. And he tells these stories of like how did you win the election coming into this, and he said all the black suits came in and sat him down in the basement and did all this. These are all things. But the one point I would just want to make is, you ever made $1 billion?
No.
You know anyone that made $1 billion?
No.
So at some point, there's a group of people that have made $1 billion in one night. Do you agree that that's possible? A million. You believe?
$1 million? Yeah, I know a couple
that could made $1 million over in an event.
I think plausible.
Impossible?
Not impossible. Okay. No.
So, is that not a conspiracy? Is that not something you plan to do? Whether now let me ante it up a little bit. Do you think there's a possibility to have an illegal act happen in order for you to win this $1 million?
Do I think it's possible for an illegal event to take place to which the result is I get $1 million?
Yes.
Is it possible? Yes, it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible for it to happen.
Right. So these are the things that conspiracy guys live off of. Just say it's possible. Can you prove it? No. Well, people with millions and billions of dollars go to great lengths to make sure their tracks are covered. If I'm going to steal $1 million, it ain't going to be so easy for you to determine. It's very well thought out.
See, but you've taken something that is in supposition and you've now assigned intent from somebody else to do that.
Yeah.
And my question is, how do you get from that one point to the next? How do you get the intent to do that from the supposition that this is a potential event that could have happened? At some point, as much as I love Jesse Ventura, at some point we have to believe him. So at some point, why do I believe you,
right,
as opposed to the events that have happened or that we're questioning? Why should I believe the path that you're trying to take me on? When you think about it, it's the same thing that's been done, before to get me to believe this 100%. One other thing that it is. At some point, you have to start at some base to which it cannot be, like, this thing cannot be refuted.
That's hard.
Yes, and
hard.
you have to get to that one point
That's
and
hard.
to see, okay, well, this is where this kind of shoots off, and this is where this shoots off, and stuff like that. What do we know has to be the
hard.
grand thing?
It's so hard.
You take a supposed
Conspiracy.
and you say, well, this fact happened. Well, at what point do those two things do they what's the word?
Do they align?
Do they align? And what point do they shoot off? Because I mean, it's an origin. There's an origin of it somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. I mean, I again, we probably personified the conspiracy to a point where there is no right answer. There's no wrong answer. The biggest thing is that if mainstream media, which is the opposite of conspiracy theorists, right? That's almost.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost. I mean, that's.
yeah. I mean, the problem is they suck. So
Right. So the mainstream media and the mass media, which is what every conspiracy theorist always
goes against.
That's
Right.
the one nemesis of
Right. The
conspiracy.
nemesis is yes.
Right. So when you have canned news, you watch 30 stations and they all say the same topic. They all have a script. They all have,
Right.
that's proven. That's fact.
Yes.
That's a fact. You could look at
Yeah.
any culmination of it. If you have the data and you take the time and read everyone's news article, yeah, Washington Post and the Miami Herald and all, they all have the same topics. They all have the same editors
same
and
topics,
same
editors and stuff
yeah.
like that.
So there's at some point the conspiracy of conspiracy is that they're not in sync, but they're all conspiring for the same thing, the domination. It doesn't mean that they're together. It doesn't mean that, all of them have the same, they all have the same agenda, which is everyone, prosperity, good thing. They think it's a good thing.
Well, when you talk about news,
Right.
you're talking about the consolidation of it in a handful of corporations
Yeah.
who want to make sure that a certain theme gets put out. So
know.
that I can agree
Right.
I can agree with, that there's an intention for, you can't have the same event happen and then this one group over here reports on it one way,
Right.
and this group over here reports on it a different way. Well, that means those are two different agendas.
Right.
If we can't see something and this person say one thing about it and that person say something totally else about it, is what we talked about before.
Right.
Then we don't know what to believe.
Yeah,
You know what to believe.
it's tough. I mean, you have, obviously we covered, Alex Jones and his deplatforming and the social craziness of being, you sound like you're crazy because everyone, you look crazy,
Right.
you just keep, and that's what it appears to be, and you're just going to continuously, but so is that homeless guy that sits on the corner and he's like, they're talking shit to me,
Right.
goddamn it.
Right.
They don't know
Right.
what to, he's seen some things in his life, and he's probably at wit's end to trying to make everyone else understand his plight or his,
Right.
and he doesn't have the resources
The resources
to say it properly. He may not own a suit to go and be a politician, and he may not be, in his right mind. But those don't discount one person's theory upon something. It gets exasperated. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's
it can be
exhausting.
exhausting. You can go
Yeah.
down that rabbit hole and get lost like we
Yeah.
just did for the last 25, 30
Yeah,
minutes. We just
For real, we
you can get caught in that. It's like, oh shit, didn't something else happen?
A lot of stuff did happen. So John McCain's funeral went off, was very monumental. It was nice. I mean,
Okay.
It looked like they made a party out of it. I mean, it seemed to be a big thing. I mean,
I didn't pay attention to that. Or Miss Franklin's funeral.
Both.
Apparently, Miss Franklin's funeral became like a shit show. So, there's,
Oh,
did
really?
Did you
No.
see the pictures
No.
of Bill Clinton staring at Ariana Grande?
Oh my God, him and Jesse Jackson. It was Jesse Jackson next to him too, like this. Them niggas was staring at some. Yo, I was like, wait a minute.
Wolf is a wolf is a wolf.
I challenged if it was photoshopped or not. If it was maybe something. And then Jesse Jackson was right next to him, like damn, these guys were salivating. I mean, Bill Clinton was fucking like,
He's a wolf, man. He's a wolf.
damn.
He is a wolf.
That's where I put my office up in Harlem.
He's a wolf.
Getting all that Harlem ass.
You know, it's kind of this thing. How old is he now? I guess he's what?
It's got to be 70.
70 something.
74 or 70.
Something. Like he's like we now like forgive that. Now that you're 70. When you were 45, we were like, hey, can you calm down a bit on this shit? Now that he's 70, he's like,
yeah,
whatever, man. Just
the old George Carlin rule is when you get past a certain age, some things you just
let go.
He said you can grab ass. He said, matter of fact, you can get people to change you, just shit your pants, and women will change your pants for you, and you get to, you know. He said, "This is the beauty of getting old. You know, you gotta live in the moment."
Like, what if there were iPhones when Kennedy was president?
Oh man. Well, I heard he was like a playboy, right? Like
he was a serious playboy. Yeah. I mean, we know about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
And the big ones, but
right.
You gotta figure that along the course,
there's a couple of madams in his phone book.
There's a couple of madams in the phone book. There's a couple of nice. Oh, she's the manager of what? And, that type of thing. I'd like to meet her. That type of thing. Just like there's had to be like. And if anybody like took pictures and stuff like that, what would we think of JFK now? If JFK was not 1960s but 2015 JFK, if that was the same person that did it, or did we see it again in Bill Clinton?
Yeah, they even said he looked like. I mean, even when I remember,
he said Kennedy was his favorite president.
Right? They just like looked at him
because he gets so much ass.
Well, you get so much Harlem ass.
Gets all that pussy. What you gonna do with all that pussy?
Fucking Arkansas. We don't get this in Arkansas.
Hillary hasn't been this hot in 4 years.
But you ever see what's the one? Chappaquiddick?
I didn't see the movie, but I know.
You know that story?
Yes, I do know the story.
I saw the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Like you just come out and
fucked up.
It's you walk back in the hotel soaking wet, and hey, wasn't some chick with you?
Like you drove off the fucking road. Like
yeah, man.
I mean, that was a pretty fucked up story. That was a total abuse of power. That was just. I mean, and. The funny thing is everyone that was with him was like, hey, man, we need to just call this shit an accident. That's what it was. Like,
right.
It was an accident,
right.
Bro. Like, it's far less... The path he went down was far beyond an accident. He would have probably been forgiven and sorry.
If it was... Right. If you said it was an accident.
Like, it would have been so much easier to just... Hey guys,
you treated it like an accident.
Right, this guy
treated
went
it like
down
an accident.
No.
And nobody said how long. I mean, I didn't see the movie, but from all when I read all the stories and whatnot, I just wait for the time when somebody says, "Hey, is this chick okay? Do we know what is like? Oh, should we call somebody?" Like that never happened.
Right.
That never. Well, where is she? What do we do? No. Are you okay? Well, this is how we're going to spin this.
Right. Everything was about him. It was. The friends that were in the room, they were partying, having cocaine. I mean, they were these girls, whatever girls or whatever else. Like, that in itself was like, okay, girls, go home. They was like, but where's our friend? Like, we came with her. Like, oh, she went a different way. She took the truck and left. And she was so distraught, she drove off and
That's a shame.
And she had an opportunity to live. Like, she could have survived, I think, or... something. She was.
You get that based on from what?
Well, the way they showed it in the movie, like she had time to live. Like even when the car fell off, he dipped out, and she was still alive.
Oh, okay.
And she was helped. With the air top to the.
So basically, he didn't try to help her.
Yeah, and he dipped. He was
like just go. Like he heard a noise. And
he was like, "This is fucked up." He tried. He tugged on the door.
Oh.
Maybe, he tugged on it, and
all right.
I don't think any of us has ever been in that situation. Everyone acts like that's you can react.
Yeah.
Like your reaction is not going to be, break the glass and do this. And even if you have the toy, they have these belt clips now. Oh, have this in case they have chargers now that fit on your lighter, and the charger doubles as a window breaker. Oh, if you ever get caught in the water, use this handy cell phone charger to break the window.
Like anytime somebody gets like attacked by a dog or something like that, you just look at what people says. Oh, all you had to do is just
punch him in the nose.
Grab him by the nose, and just yeah. We have no idea how we're going to react if we got attacked by a dog,
No.
you know, you're in the park and all of a sudden you see a black bear and he starts running after. We have no idea how we're gonna react.
I mean, like even in the wake of obviously the anniversary of 9/11 coming up and stuff, even we talked about that. Like the response is like, what's really happening? Like you just keep questioning, like,
Right.
really, this shit is like all that smoke is coming our way,
Yeah.
like. Really? Like, what do I do? Call someone. Like, your response is always, you can't believe it.
Well, what do you do, like, in your office building when the fire alarm goes off?
Ignore it.
Ignore it.
I gotta send her an
You
email.
know?
Why do they keep...
Exactly. We gonna turn that off?
It's true. It's so true. And I remember distinctively after 9/11 when they did the drill, everyone was, oh, we gotta pay attention to this. It was like, it was the flavor of the month.
Yeah, it lasted like, what, 3 months?
It lasted about 3 months. I mean, by June, September, October, November, December,
Nobody gave a shit
in
anymore.
the spring, everybody was like, "Wow, well, this is
Nobody gave a shit anymore.
nobody cares." I mean, everybody's the fire warden on your floor. You're supposed to. Hey,
That's me. I'm sorry.
you're supposed to, meet at the certain location or
Meet
whatever.
a location. You have these
If I smell
drills. You
smoke
go
and
over.
fire. I'm out. I'm out. And I'm probably gonna go down the wrong way. I'm probably gonna go down the wrong fucking staircase. Fuck! Run back up. Be out of
Look at
breath.
the sign.
Right. C. Go to
And
the
you're dead.
C staircase. Yeah, and I'm gonna choke and fucking
dead.
go. Help
Go to the
me!
seats there, exactly. That's why you need to pay attention. Yeah, none of us know how we're gonna react.
Fight or flight usually kicks in. Like
fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
Fight, flight, or freeze.
Fight, flight, or freeze. Freezing is terrible.
Yeah,
Doing nothing is terrible. Like
it is.
standing
yeah.
still is the worst thing. Like I have people work with for years, and did you send the fucking email or not? Like,
It's one or the other. You got a 50-50 shot.
right.
But do
yes
something.
Or no. Do something.
Get off of that fence. Like the
Bruce Willis.
the thing I showed you last week with that dude Tyrone. He just comes and smacks a cigarette at your hand, and some dudes just like stare.
Like,
man,
what's up, man? What's going
like,
on?
you're not gonna do anything. I got more respect for a dude that runs
Right.
than because he's acknowledged. Oh shit,
Right.
something's
This
going
shit's
down, and I ain't
going
ready
down.
for it,
Or
and
at
he
least
leaves.
back up and go, yo, what the
Something,
fuck
right?
is going
But
on?
a dude that just
stare there, he
What?
smacked cigarettes out.
Exactly. He just
Fuck this coffee.
you got
Fuck
nothing to
this
say.
cigarette.
You got nothing.
Oh, that's some crazy shit. You know what? You could take that two different ways and put a chumpy weasel guy in that position, and everyone would be tough. And let's just say you had some
yeah.
little meek Jewish guy. I'm Tyrone. You a little dweeb. You
Right.
grab the guy
You
right
grab him,
away. You
snap
grab
his
him,
neck.
snap him, or push him, or something else. But you see this big muscle jail motherfucker,
Right.
with a tank
Yeah.
top. Nah,
He looks like prison.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing. A lot of guys would freeze at that.
Right.
That's the Mike Tyson punch you in the face. Oh, you
Right.
looking
Yeah,
at this-
because he just made contact, so he just showed, he just demonstrated what he's willing to do.
I'm willing to
already.
Right.
He just
I
smacked
already
shit out your
touched you.
hand.
So everybody got the yo man. If you touch me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm Tyrone. Yo, that's some funny shit. Again, you always challenge the legitimacy of the thing, but it clearly looks like he's caught people off camera.
Well, I mean, and because they published it for their channel, they had to get. You have to get like a release from somebody. If you publish it from a channel and make money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really raw with it, a lot of guys have gone. There's this kid in Atlanta. Forgot his name. He became a rapper, and he's like, they said he's dying or whatever else because he's got cancer. So I don't know, whatever the fuck, leukemia or something. But he was the guy that used to go into like all the Dunkin' Donuts and say, "I want the whole fucking tray," and he'd jump over the rack and take the tray. Yeah, and he was on. He was busted, and that little Zuki or something, little Dookie or something. What the fuck his name is? What is little? I can't believe they're still doing this. They're still doing this. And he was he's telling the judge, he's like, "This is for the internet. Like, this is for Instagram."
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "I don't give a goddamn what this is for. You broke the law. You don't just go over."
Right.
He's like, "But I need to follow." Like, he's explaining to her why he's doing it.
Right.
And his answer is, "I need to get my followers up." And he gets a fucking record deal. He gets a he gets one of these crazy 360 contracts, which everyone now thinks they know how the record business works, because Dame Dash exploits the 360 deal and tells the people how it works. But the point is that the clickbait and the clout chase has a place for some people. They will sell it. They will can it up and sell it. Boy, it sounds like your teeth getting grinded. Yeah, my neighbor is getting stucco panels on his side of his house. No stranger to background noise. In fact,
we've had planes and
well, listen to our intros. The lawnmower in my other neighbor's house.
The lawnmower,
right?
Did we ever guess the dudes? No, the dudes playing soccer were too far away.
Yeah, those guys playing soccer. They always play. Yeah, tocada, kicky ball. Sorry. What else is going on? We have.
Well, we got more. The new insult to black folks is no longer the word nigger. It's got to be monkey.
Monkey, it happened again?
Yes, it happened again.
Where did it strike again? The monkey strikes again.
The monkey strikes again. The assumption that if you say monkey, you mean you are derogatorily referring to a black person.
I just don't.
I don't. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know why when that's said, you are making a derogatory comment to a black person.
Black person joke.
State of Florida.
Okay.
Mayor of Tallahassee. He's deciding he's going to run for governor.
Okay.
He runs in a primary with his Democratic opponents and wins.
Gilliam,
I think his name is.
Yeah.
He wins. Young dude.
Yeah.
Democratic socialist. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But, so he wins. So he's going to be the Democratic challenger for governor of the state of Florida. Right?
Congrats.
And somebody, and I don't know who this other guy is, who made a comment. I don't know if he is the governor of Florida or somebody, but somebody made a comment. And they basically said, they congratulated him.
Okay.
And he said he said something, and the thing he said was, as long as he doesn't monkey up the process, everything's going to be fine. Well, he got a lot of shit for that. And so
monkey up has been a thing.
Right. It's right. It's when you use it as a verb.
Right.
You're basically saying don't mess this up.
Fuck it up.
Quit monkeying around. Quit.
A monkey wrench.
Right. Don't throw
a monkey wrench into
a monkey wrench in the fucking system.
Right.
That whole thing.
So they called it racist?
Yes. People have been calling him out, and he's had to apologize and all that shit like that.
Damn.
And it's just another example of we're kind of we're getting out of hand with this, and it's usually, unfortunately, well-intentioned, but very distant white people who fucking believe this.
Yeah.
Who go on these rants. You're a white male. You shouldn't be saying things like that. So what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, I don't need you defending me.
Right. That's number one.
I'm very capable of defending myself. If somebody says something to me, or even as a representative of me that I don't like, I'm very capable of speaking up for myself.
Right.
Or going through a process by says, hey, look, I don't appreciate that, blah, blah, blah,
right.
blah, blah, blah. So thank you very much.
I said this because of...
Right, but I don't need you...
Right.
I don't need your help.
Right, that was why I said it. I said it because of this,
right.
And if you guys have any issues with it...
Right. But then it's just another example of just
turns into a whole, clusterfuck for... the sensitivity upon race is nothing new.
But it's out of hand.
I just think it is out of hand.
Like if you're a white family and you have some of your kids' friends over and a couple of them are black and they're playing around too rough, and you say, "Hey, quit monkeying around."
Right.
So that makes you a racist.
He called us monkeys. He called both of you monkeys,
yeah,
but you took offense.
But just only you two took offense to it. Hey, you can't say that anymore.
There's a great show on Showtime. Is it Showtime? Yeah, Stars that has this America something. It's kind of like one of these America exposés. It's a 4-piece documentary about a school in Chicago.
Okay.
Where they're kind of talking about the race, the demographics, and there's a bunch of kids in there that are first of all, it's a nice neighborhood in Chicago.
Okay.
During all this bullshit going on in Chicago.
Middle class, upper middle class.
Upper middle class, people trying to make it, people not settling for the hood. They want to make a better life for themselves. And this town, I have to look it up, but I've been watching it with my wife, and it's a great program, but it's so like today, to hear this today seems like, wait, what have we done over the last 50 years? Like we've come so far. Why is this an issue? And the basic theme of it is that how the educational system in that school acknowledged that the African Americans, or the African American Latino population is they are underserving them in the school.
Okay.
Meaning not on purpose, but at some point. Now this is barging on the highlight of they just don't get it. Most of them don't get it, and every one of them goes through their personal interview. So you'll hear the kid mother talk about, he was ADD, he's this. The one kid is, he's a jokester in class. He don't get it. They do a survey. How many of you guys like coming to school? How many of you guys hate it? He's the only one that comes out. I hate it here. Like, And they're like, well, what's better? Like, what do you, I want to make money. I want to be, he's got this thing in his head. He's going to be a rapper and whatever else, which, good luck.
Okay.
His mom's single mother, trying to make sure he has everything needed for him. He has ultimate respect for his mom, but, he's daydreaming all day long about a life that he doesn't have. You know what I'm saying? They go into further detail. It's not just about him. It's several kids, including the white kids and black, and then even the biracial kids, where they saying, I'm biracial. I get it. I get the worst things of it. Now this happened to me growing up. Was you talk white.
You get it from both ends. Yeah.
You talk like a white person. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? What do you mean you talk white? Oh, you talk like white people. Okay. Because I don't say jargon stuff, and I know how to speak and articulate or whatever else. But I can slang with the best of them, etc. Just know how to get my point across. You know what I'm saying?
We got that all our lives.
So this is what I'm saying is a 30-year-old story that's playing out today, and there's no change. Now, statistic, they show this graph, and audio visuals always make people jump and statistics, and they put this statistic that says that at the rate of education that this institution is providing, and they use the global institution, global public school measures.
Okay.
So how we have like the GDP, global dollar or global whatever versus the town,
global
the state.
Domestic product,
Right. So they took that type of same scenario and said it'll take 40 years for the average African American kid to catch up to where a Asian or Caucasian is at that moment.
What do you mean by catch up?
Catch up to in the scholastic charting of test scores versus all competencies. But by that time, 40 years later, those kids will have advanced beyond us, where only we would have to school. Only African Americans would go to school. Like it was like, don't let any white kids go to school. They're smart enough. They're born smart. Like almost even dominating a race, telling them that you are superior. Statistics are proving it, and they're looking at it like, well, that's a racist thing to say. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because of all of the things that. So where do you start? Chicken and egg. You know what I'm saying? But the show is mind-boggling. It's called Our America or something like that. It's pretty good.
Some of those things tell us some very painful truths, but unfortunately there are truths. And when you talk about like the average IQ of a Black American is I think it's like slightly under 90.
Yeah,
something like that. And the average IQ of the average white person is like 105 or something like that, or whatever. Now it doesn't. Now that's what it is.
Yeah, that's just depends on who you ask, and depends on what survey you take, and out of the 300,000 people you've asked, whatever. Right,
but they've also shown that when you take that apparent like dumb black kid out of one environment and you put him in another environment that kid can thrive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And they've actually done the exact opposite. They've taken people in great environments and put them in shitty environments, and that kid struggled with stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so they can it's a combination of nature and nurture.
Yes.
You know, where one lacks, the other has to pick up. So you might not be in an environment that is conducive to your learning. So you're just gonna have to you have to work. You're gonna have to overcome those things.
Yeah.
In order to move in a certain direction, or you might not have the smarts for it, but you know what, you're just gonna have to work around that to get.
Yeah, you know,
to where
it's
you
sad.
be.
It's sad because, you know, any given moment, you know, you can take advantage of a situation, and be, you know, you can go as far as you want. But for anyone, and I don't care what race or creed, whatever you are, if your answer is, I don't like it, I don't want to do it, I don't, you know, I'm not rich because I don't want to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, or I'm not happy because I don't, you know, whatever. Like, or someone didn't do it for me, or somebody. I mean, you're just fucked up. You're just a fucked up individual. You have no ambition. You have low, you know. And forget the competencies. Like, you can learn, you can. But okay, let's go back to what your earlier statement was. You said went to dinner, right? Mm-hmm. There's people who work at Red Lobster, you know, and enjoy it, and they know that it's a shitty job, but I'm gonna make the best of it, and I'm servicing somebody, and I'm hoping to change, make a smile out of it in some way. That person goes really far.
Tends to go far, right?
Has all the wheels, and they can go as far as they want to go, and the only limitation is themselves. So that's the only thing. But the person that sits behind there, fuck this motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
More cheddar, biscuits. This motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
Fuck this guy. That guy is never gonna go anywhere.
No.
He will get lucky with some other, you know, his gangster paradise or whatever. May, you know, maybe a top drug dealer. It may be something, but he will never make anyone better. You know what I'm saying? He will never have the ability to employ masses with that mentality.
Right.
So that mentality is only self-righteous.
It's only
It's a self-righteous mentality. It means I'm going out for myself. Like, you're gonna rob a store. We're back on. We're live.
We're live. I'm picking on my wife. I'm looking at this message my wife sent. She's home with the baby or whatnot, and but my wife's scared of, like, putting the baby down.
Oh.
And just like, you know, if you need to get dressed,
right,
you gotta put the baby down.
Yeah,
Baby's gonna cry a little bit.
Right.
And baby can cry for 2 minutes.
Right.
For you to get dressed.
And he'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. It's just like, and you know, we know you're not killing the kid.
Right.
So, you know, whoever's around, you know you're not killing the kid.
Right.
The cats know that you're not killing the kid. That you just need this 2-3 minutes so that you can get dressed, brush your teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
Go and do that.
Yeah. It's normal.
It is normal, I guess. Yes.
But thinking that you're doing something wrong is always, you know, you can there's always that one moment that instinct should have kicked in when it didn't. But when it does, it's fucking horrible. Like, you know, the anxiety of, you know, knowing you knew, but you
knew, but you didn't do anything about it.
Oh, I fucking knew I shouldn't have did this. You know, that's usually a telltale sign of, you know, the intuition part of it.
Right.
But I it's first baby, I guess. I'm sure she's got to figure out. But you have to test it too. You have to.
You do.
How if I leave him here? Like, leave him when you don't need to do something urgently. So you put him down and walk away, and you just see how does he, you know, look out the window, out the door, and see if he kind of just figures it out.
Yeah,
and gets a little cranky.
He's gonna be right.
But don't do it when you gotta take a piss and you're like, I gotta.
Hey, I've done in the middle of the night. I've taken many a piss with him in my arm. So, like, holding him.
Well, I tell people all the time, like, if you're trying something for the first time, if you have the ability to do it trial and error, where it's not crunch time.
Where it's not crunch time. That's always the best time to do it.
That's how I figure out how to do most of the things I try, because I just try it when no one's watching. I move without the ball. Like, I don't do it game time.
Right.
Everybody I know is like, oh, hook it up and do the thing. And they go, wait, well, it's not working. Why is it not working? What's going on? Well, because I never did this before. Right. So you try it a couple of times, and it's constantly people just don't want to try things.
Yeah.
And I think that goes to the segue where we left off. We was just saying, like, if you're not willing to try being hospitable or try being nice or try, the grumpy way. There's people I see in the morning, and I'll take the train with in the morning, and I just look at them. Aren't you fucking tired of being this angry?
Like, you started the day like
this.
this.
You just walk like, you got this shit-eating grin on your face, and it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's almost crazy. Like, how could you just be so angry all the time, or same thing with people's hygiene. Like, why do you smell like that at 7 a.m.?
Right.
Like, even if you didn't bathe, right away or whatever it is, at some point you had to.
You chose this. You chose.
Yeah, I know it's all right. Other people around me, but fuck these people. Let them smell.
You chose it, exactly.
I guess some people don't smell themselves.
No, I guess it's hard to smell yourself, but
Yeah, but there's a point where you kind of.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
You should. Yeah. But then if you always smell like that.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it. You think
it smells like butter and sugar?
Come on, you've taken a shirt and said, nah, something.
But
wrong.
That's right. But that's somebody who's usually clean. You're usually clean, or you have those levels of cleanliness to which when you pick up something dirty, you go, oh, that's not where it is.
So that
if
guy,
you're like always dirty,
then this one smelled better than the other
exactly.
one.
This is just not as funky as the last damn thing I had. Gosh. So yeah, this is better than this is. But we've done that too.
Well,
you've done that too. You've not done laundry and you picked up a shirt and says, well, this one is not as bad as that one, so I'll wear this.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it many times. But I never had. Thank God I was doing it because I was doing myself cleaning. I'm walking. I'm just going to go to the store. I'm just going to do something quick. I'm not getting on a public transportation and letting everyone bask in the ambience.
I'm that way when I go to the gym. When I go to the gym, I'm really not concerned with like wearing like my cleanest stuff.
Yeah, I don't know gym.
Because I'm like, I'm gonna get this thing all funky in anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it can be a shirt that I wore before.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never gone to a gym. Like I've never.
You've never gone to a gym? Never been in a gym?
In a gym, in a hotel, yes.
Yeah.
On a facility, yes. And
okay.
It comes with the room, and you go to the gym. That's it. But I've never gone to a place that's only a gym.
Really?
Never.
Interesting.
I'm 46 years old. Never been to a gym.
I gotta invite you to my gym. I should invite you actually to take advantage of it. What I love about the gym I'm at now is that it has a sauna. And it's
saunas.
And sometimes I go just to I'm gonna go work out, but I'm thinking about that sauna.
Yeah. All the time. I've gone to saunas. Like I go to the athletic club. Friends of mine have memberships, and they bring me in, and I go there. I've had meetings in a fucking sauna room with a bunch of guys. We're trying to close a deal, and we're all sitting there in the fucking
towels,
and I'm like, all right, this is some mafia shit here. I think you guys like the idea of this more because we're not really talking about anything. And it's just like, yeah, that was nice. But nice meeting you, man. It was like we talked about shit. Like we talked about Trump. We talk about politics. We talk about business and stories, but we never talk about the deal. And the deal is always it's like after that you shared a sauna with a guy. All right, let's go have a steak and
Yeah, how many deals get done over dinner, saunas, and golf and golf courses?
There's only relationship happening there. There's only just okay, we're good enough to eat and share a story with, and
you think you get like a better idea what this person's about, or something like that.
Yeah. That means a lot more than just And then some of my people I work with, they're like, when do we get to the fucking deal part? When do we talk about the deal? And I'm like, there's no deal. The deal is the 5-minute elevator pitch.
Right.
Hey, this is what we do. This is what we do. Oh, meet my buddy here. He's in construction. He does this. He does this. Oh, great.
Paperwork will do all this.
Done deal. It's after that, it's over with, and then it's all about how much, you have wits about you about the stuff.
Right.
I mean, if you speak the same language, oh, you guys doing Q4? Yeah, no, we have a best season in Q1 and 2, but oh, okay. You speak the same language, a few buzzwords, keywords. Right. I'm not a fan of the name dropping. I hated it in the music industry. I hated it in the entertainment world.
Right.
Oh, you know Bob Hutchins? Yeah, yeah, I know him very well. Oh, oh, what about Jimmy Joe? And fucking, you just telling me all
What's that got to
these
do with
other
us?
right?
What's that got to do with what
There's nothing
what
to
we're
do
trying
with
to
us. You're talking about these other people you know, and
Is he front? Should I talk to him
right,
instead
right,
of you?
right? Because that would be the next part of it. Is like, okay, so at what point do I talk to that guy?
Right,
He
because
knows.
apparently
Right.
he's all the shit,
Right.
and you're nobody. So
Right. Fucking name dropping. I hated that part about the music industry and just trying to figure out who to get to next. Like, okay, so should I take my stuff to him? Okay, that's one thing. If you're telling me, hey, go see Bob, he's over here. You know him? Oh,
Right.
write down his name. His name is Bob so and so. He's the head of so and so at this record label.
Bob, that's my job. It's not just your
Bob?
job, Bob. I'm saying Bob.
Rob.
Show me the knob and have me the. No, I'm trying to. It's a lyric to something I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. So other than that, there was a video game shooting while we were filming our last podcast
Well, at some
in Jacksonville, Florida.
at some gaming convention.
The John Madden gaming. This kid Andy Katz, no Jewish kid, and he killed himself through it. Now this guy was a game. He was serious. I mean, he was in this thing. He was a gamer.
Well, those people are.
And he won a couple of times. I mean, ESPN was covering this kid on several different occasions, but he always had he looked just like the other kid, Adam Lanza. If you look at their pictures side by side, they both have this, oh shit, I'm busted look.
Well, I read something like, wasn't he like contacted like a bunch of times and like by like authorities or something like that? Or
I don't know.
I saw like a blurb on Twitter.
Really?
Where it said the guy that did that was actually, like, he was contacted by law enforcement a couple times and stuff like that. And,
trying to make him a patsy?
not trying to make him, basically saying that that he should not have been able to purchase a gun.
Huh.
So however he got the gun, I don't know how he got the gun or whatever, with Walmart.
Yeah.
Basically, they were saying was everything about him that was official should have meant he should not have been able to purchase a gun. That's what they're trying to say.
That's hard. I mean,
and what happened? He lost the tournament or
yeah, he shot the guy that was beating him, I guess, or whatever. You know what, the story, and every time you hear people getting shot for heinous stuff, I mean, and mind you, this doesn't discount, Chicago. I mean, Chicago is, we look at these mass shootings, and to not look at Chicago is shameful.
Chicago is a mass shooting.
Yes.
Like 50 a weekend, it seems like it's happening.
It's insane. It's insane. And you know what the craziest part is? The people in Chicago aren't really, they're crying about it, but I keep seeing them crying for someone else to do it, fix it.
Yeah.
They keep saying, like, when is someone gonna, like, do you really want that? Do you really want someone to come fix this? Because fixing it means shut the fucking thing down.
It means shut it down. It means martial law. It literally means you can't do anything about guns,
right,
unless you're gonna take away handguns.
Right.
We can glorify all these other weapons. The AR-15 is now a fancy word that everybody wants to. We can glorify all of that stuff like that. An overwhelming majority of violence that happens with guns is happening with a handgun.
Yeah, but Chicago's violence is happening with illegal guns. No one there has a legal gun committing crimes.
No.
So there's that concept eradicates itself with we should ban them from real people buying them.
I agree.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that those are the things that you have to do. I mean, you would have to implore some form of martial law.
Yes.
And it would say, you got a handgun, you're going to jail. Well, it's legal. I don't give a shit. You got a handgun, you're going to jail. No guns at nobody with any guns. Nobody. Almost kind of like when the British had the colonies.
Yeah.
Nobody had one.
So here's the thing. Here's the most controversial part of this topic is that in New York we had a program that most people hated called Stop and Frisk.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a profiling program. Make no mistake about it.
Yes, it was a profiling program.
But if you look like one of these guys that say they carry guns, and you look like the guy that shot the last guy, and you're not the guy, you're okay. So if somebody comes out... Now, I just wish that program could work if there was diplomacy with it, right?
Stop and frisk?
Yes. Hey, guys, we're looking for somebody here. You guys mind lifting up your waistband right now? Because, we had 2 shootings in this area. You tacitly agreed to, I live here, and this is my contribution to help this is let me lift up my shirt, show this guy I don't got no gun.
Yeah.
That comes with the territory. You live in a crime area. The way you can help is by agreeing and letting the cops do their job. If they were diplomatic, if they didn't just gang rang you and
just pull up
on you
the corner and whatnot,
like a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there is a way that stop and frisk program works with diplomacy. It can work with some cooperation from the community. Is, hey, I got nothing to hide. I wish you would have stopped these fucking guys walking around with these AKs.
Well, yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
It's
I know guys right now walking around with big shit, like big shit. They walk around with big shit, and I'm like, why are you walking like that? You're not limping now because I got a fucking AK in your sweatpants. Like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a fucking These people are crazy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's something wrong with the culture, whether it be, to even think about banning them for the legitimate people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not with that. I'm with banning them for the illegal people.
Right, exactly.
You want a gun? You want to fill out an application.
Well, listen, in a land of guns, do you want to be the one person without theirs?
Right.
So
if you want to drive a car, go get a license. Right. Go to the channels, and have the insurance. You own a gun, I have insurance. Mm-hmm. Okay? You should have, that should be the two things that go hand in hand with a gun: a license and the insurance. Just like a car. Right. Because the car is just as deadly. The numbers rival each other in vehicular homicides. Drunk, you shouldn't have a gun and you're drunk. The same difference. Mm-hmm. You get the same DWI plus a reckless and whatever else. And so there's better ways to do the law. That's what I'm saying. There's better. The just no. It's not working. These guys are not filling out applications to bang 50 people a weekend.
Yes.
They're not signing up for this. Yeah. So when you take all the good people away from Walmart buying their guns, the 1% like these crazy kids, like this kid, make no mistake, I don't discount that at all. But you're stopping some one person from potentially
protecting themselves, right?
Yeah, or their family, or whatever. Those kids in Chicago are not going down to Walmart. If anything, they're robbing the Walmart at night, jumping through the ceiling, taking the whole rack, and so there needs to be better protection for that. So I'm agreeing with that. If you want to take them off the shelf so the kids can't steal them, right? Because no one's looking at that statistic. How many guns have been stolen from Walmart? They show you these criminals jumping in the ceiling every time in these little Walmarts. You think they're stealing cookies? They're not stealing fucking cookies.
They ain't going for video games. They're going for guns.
They're going for the guns, baby. So there's something seriously wrong with that.
I just the guy that the guy that kills people and then kills himself. I'm like, dude, kill yourself first.
Yeah, kill yourself first.
Kill yourself first.
Save the agony.
We should start telling all of our clergy and stuff, hey, look, just start telling everybody, look, if you're gonna kill yourself, God will give you an opportunity to get into heaven. He'll give you an opportunity to make your case. Yeah. All right. Just please don't hurt other people.
No, I guess the propaganda is right. The propaganda's got to go reverse. We gotta start saying, yo, the best way I'm gonna fuck with all these motherfuckers? I'm shoot myself.
That's right.
That's the way you get them. Yeah.
That's right.
That's the right way to get her. You mad at everybody? Yo, go stand in the middle of the square and go, you fuck you motherfuckers. That's right. Boom. And pop yourself.
Maybe we
That's how you go out in the blaze.
Can we get you some help? Nah, I'm beyond help. All right, fine. Go ahead.
Right there.
You go ahead and do it. Just don't hurt anybody else. Nah. Nobody else getting hurt, just you?
You want an audience? You want a crowd? You want a crowd? You want to bring people? We put barrier around. We give you a gun that only shoots up.
And a specially designed one that has a trigger, like from the trigger here, but the barrel turns itself.
Oh, they had
that way. So you have the trigger, so you can still.
That was on MythBusters, by the way.
Was it really?
They tried to prove could the bullet turn with the velocity and speed and all that stuff. It was pretty good. It was pretty
interesting. Could the bullet turn?
Yeah, they had a gun with a hose, U-shape.
Oh, okay.
And cartoons. They proved these crazy things. And they showed that one instance it worked, but you had to do so much. It had to be evenly threaded and barreled, and it had to have the right thing, and the bullet actually came the other way.
Listen, when you read some things about how some accidents that have happened. You're like, that's not no fucking accident. Like, I mean, we talked about conspiracies earlier. The journalist Gary Webb.
Who's that?
Gary Webb is the dude who basically uncovered the conspiracy that the U.S. government was allowing drug traffickers in areas so that they can confiscate the money and use the money to buy guns to send to the Contras.
This is like Fast and Furious.
Kind of, yeah, some of it, but it's like the Contras, like around Ollie North and whatnot. And this reporter, there's a great film about it with I can't remember the guy's name. But the journalist's name is Gary Webb, and he uncovered it. And then a couple years later, he had committed suicide. And he had multiple gunshot wounds. Right. Yeah. Multiple gunshot wounds. Committed suicide. So as we go back and talk about conspiracies.
Yeah.
That's where sort of like it the truth like varies. Now we have the obvious what happened. What's obviously happened? Right. Okay, he uncovered something that happened, which made him a target.
Yeah.
Okay, he's now dead with multiple gunshot wounds. Yeah. Yes, that's a fact.
Fact.
It was called a suicide. What?
Wait.
That's right. So now there's that offshoot to which you can say, hey, wait a minute. Suicide with multiple, what? So shot himself in the head, didn't take, so he grabbed the gun again and...
Yeah. And he just had a high-powered G80 or whatever they call that shit, a G20 gun that shoots 100 rounds a second, something like that. That's pretty weird. I mean, listen, anytime someone loses their life publicly, it's never a good thing. I guess with all the shows and everything, we all see these CSIs and these.
Yeah, we think that we're
detectives.
We think that we know what's going on,
right? But there's some obvious things that just come on. It screams of foul play. But today's dilution of data and consumption. We've seen so much that nothing. The desensitization of the alarm.
Yeah,
we're living in it now.
Yeah,
there is no urgency even when the flashing lights and strobe comes on and the beep. You gotta go. Oh, I gotta send a fucking email out. Is the internet still on? If the internet's still on, I ain't running. And we keep talking about this, that we're waiting for this moment to be told, this is it. Like the floor has to open up,
right.
Something has to come from the sky, and but then even then, the boss is going to tell you, hey man, you done looking at these spaceships, man? I know it looks cool. Again, Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about, the water tanks. You ever hear his rant on water tanks, and he goes in on like how much the water tank, the difference between the pressure, the height, the weight, and the banding around it. So much that who the fuck thought about a water tank that much? He does. But interestingly, he talks about the Orson. What's the one? War of the Worlds.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, the fake broadcast, the one that said they're coming, and how people were shooting.
People believed it. Yeah,
they saw these towers. And they were like, "Oh my God, they're coming alive!" And they were shooting at water towers, thinking that they were spaceships waiting. And he says it just goes to show you that when you implement, this seed and a thought, you can build on the consciousness of people, and you're praying that. So you're praying that the consciousness takes it, it accepts your tele vision. It accepts it. And the people respond and react, because the one thing that any consumer is betting on is that you fall for it.
Yes.
Yes. I want Burger King now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Isn't there one around the corner? We gotta go. That Whopper.
Yes.
I'm in for it. 99 cents? Great. Let's go find a Burger King right now. So, how do you make the consumer consume? By surrounding him with everything, all the things that lead to the. You ever see The Game?
Yes.
Great movie.
Great movie.
For all that to work, everybody
had to be in on it. Right.
Everybody.
Right.
I mean, down to the he could have gotten a gun from a side guy. He could have done so many things different, but it didn't, and it just played out right at the end, which was
you're a whore.
Yeah, which was fantastic.
Yes.
But monkey see, monkey do. You monkeys better stop monkeying around.
Stop monkeying around and whatever.
Monkeys aren't black people. Monkeys are monkeys. Just like
and
dogs are dogs.
Right, dogs are dogs.
Cats are cats.
Like a dog.
Dolphins are dogs.
Fired like a dog.
You seal.
Like a dog on a monkey.
Seal looks like a seal, doesn't he? Seal. Now, was that racist?
That one he got right? Yeah. Probably. Seals are black.
Racist. Seals are black. Yeah,
let's create the next like derogatory. So let's say a seal. A seal is like a
black,
derogatory name. Greasy, slimy black person.
You seal.
Seal. You're a fucking seal.
Ooh.
Not a Navy SEAL. You know, with honor.
How is that cool? Oh, it's because they frogmen or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't see frogs going, hey, we're fucking little frogmen around here. We're frogs,
goddammit. You need monkeys to go, look, I'm sick of this shit.
Yo, that would be... See, it's that kind of shit that, like, the day a monkey talks back or a dog even talks back, like, we're done. Like, we're going to be like, I don't think we'll believe it.
No, we wouldn't believe it.
I don't think we'd believe it.
We wouldn't believe it.
I mean, there's been some animals, you watch these videos on YouTube, I love you, you know. And even this guy, my dog, Casper, he'll tell you some shit and he'll be like,
Casper says out.
You don't, he says,
out?
Yeah, he wants to go out. But he says, yeah, it's like, you don't fucking understand me, motherfucker?
Right.
Like,
I just told you in perfectly freaking language. Apparently, I read a paper where it says apparently monkeys are in, like apes, like communities of apes are in, well, I guess I can't say apes because I guess we're apes too. Communities of monkeys and chimps and gorillas and whatnot, they are in the equivalent to what historically for us would be the Stone Age. Like acquiring the ability to use tools and
yes,
you know, use their thumbs and using equipment and putting together things to help them with doing the stuff that they need to get done.
Right. Well, I mean, it's been tried a couple of times, right? You put a monkey in an environment, you know, a chimpanzee or whatever, and try to teach him and raise him like a kid, and he's kind of, if he sits down, you say it's time for breakfast, he'll sit down at the table and do all this stuff, but he's still a monkey. He still has, you know, his hands and his opposable thumbs and, you know, stuff. He's just not capable. So Cat Williams says it best. What happened to all these other monkeys? They didn't evolve? They retarded? They didn't... We all grew up. Like, why are they still here if y'all believe that? Like, I mean, it's a species of... We get it, you know. But what's wrong with these guys? Are these the deformed ones? Like, they didn't have the gene to evolve? Like...
Right.
It kind of makes you go, oh, shit. What is wrong with these guys? I mean, a lion has always been a lion. A lion is throughout time. He's still a lion now.
I think apparently the difference was, I guess we were the ones that had we had bigger brains.
Yeah. Cro-Magnon man, is that what it is?
Yeah, we had the brains were bigger. We could stand upright faster. Mm-hmm. And that was I think that was the primary distinction.
The spine.
We were able to stand up.
It definitely is tied. Sorry, it definitely is tied to the spine and the cerebral part of it.
Yeah.
Because whatever difference we have in that core between the brain and the spine, which is connected like one piece, and it webs out. That's our internet, you know, inside ourselves. That in itself is a genius mechanism.
Yeah.
I mean, that matter being able to, we can't figure that out yet. You know what I'm saying? Those pulses. How you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go, oh shit, and have a thought and then act on it and do shit. And
right.
Get dressed, put your shoe. You know, this is more fascinating than any space alien, any dog talking or anything else. Humans are so special.
Look, there have been people who have like gotten into accidents in which they've had brain damage, and all of a sudden they could do things that they never. Like they could learn different languages,
pick up someone else's consciousness.
Right? Yeah, they can all of a sudden they have this aptitude for things that they didn't have an aptitude with before. Something like shook, something moved, like this little thing here moved over here, and now, you now have a better understanding as to how to, I don't know, you can bake bread or something like that.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Well, I think we all need a better understanding, and that is exactly what we're aiming for.
That's a great way to put it.
Better understanding.
Better understanding.
Better understanding of each other, each other's cultures, each other. Like you said something very interesting on the last show is, why do I have to choose? Why is there a choice? Why does it have to be just rap, just rock?
Right.
Why does it have to be just anything? Can it all
coexist? Can't you coexist? Can you do, can you do just like anything?
Brush your teeth and comb your hair?
Can you do
at the same
anything?
time?
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't have to have this one monolithic way of thinking.
Can you go to work and then go skydiving?
Just like I have to go cook some food for this barbecue we're
Barbecue!
having.
Tell us about the barbecue, Chado!
Level 1 barbecue, 248 10? 248 10? Yeah, 248 20. Hook Creek Boulevard, Level 1 will be hosting its annual end of summer throwback barbecue, baby.
Throwback!
We got full-size Jenga and Connect 4.
Wait a minute, when you say full size.
Well, big size. We have a Jenga that's not the little sticks. We got the big sticks.
Because you just, when you said full size, I'm thinking life size. So I'm like, wait a minute. This is like you got a 6-foot Jenga with like actual logs?
It's about, they're logs.
Really?
Yeah, they're 2x4s. They're all 2x4s. So
it's going to get crushed.
No, they fall.
I lost!
Yeah. It will fall on you and it will fuck your toes up if you're not careful. So we have the Jenga table going. We got Big Wiz, spades. What else we playing? We got the big Connect 4 with these huge discs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we got that. I think someone's bringing cornhole.
The beanbag?
Yeah.
Thing? Okay.
Yeah, those are pretty fun.
Those are fun, yeah.
Because then you really get... when you overshoot a couple of times, you're like, all right, this is...
You got to get into it. Then you have a few, and then you...
Right.
Hey,
you start throwing them in there. So we're looking forward to hanging out. It's a BYOB. You bring your own dish. Bring something for the grill. We told everybody, make sure you bring seasoned and parboiled meats and stuff. People come bringing shit right out the pack.
Frozen
chicken and shit. Right? Cleaning out your fridge. Don't do that. You can do that yourself.
Bring a live chicken.
Yeah.
Right.
We good. So I'm gonna go throw my ribs on the grill right after this. Now check this out. I seasoned them yesterday. I went and bought a $10 bottle of bourbon. Some 10 High bourbon, 10 High Kentucky bourbon.
Okay.
A small apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
Goya makes the Mojo sauce. You know that? So I have all three of those together in a big tub. Put all my... And then some special seasoning and onions and stuff like that.
And it's been marinating for
overnight.
Well,
I put it in yesterday, so at least 18 hours.
It's going to be delicious.
At least 18 hours.
It's going to be delicious.
They're going to fucking fall off.
And you're going to par cook it and then put it on the grill, or you're going to cook it
So I'm going to sear them now.
Okay.
I'm going to sear them up now just so that they can, they can tighten up a little bit and then put them on the grill. No sauce. I didn't do no fucking sauce.
No, you don't need sauce.
Yeah, if your ribs taste good, you don't need sauce.
You don't need sauce.
Yeah. And we had some steaks last night. I cooked some fucking steak. It was crazy. I'm trying not to think about this diet coming up, but I'm just
coming up.
I said in September I would go back to my high veg.
Oh, okay.
Diet.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I'm just having so much fun enjoying the summertime. I
bought
a fucking $20 steak. It was from the butcher.
What cut?
From Mike's top.
Top round.
Top round. It was pretty fucking. I mean, the butcher. You know what it is when you go to a real butcher like Mike in Laurelton. Shout out to Mike the butcher. He's like just fucking connoisseur. It's like, this is buttery. It'll melt. He said, but this is not for the people that like, fully hard cooked.
Yeah.
This you gotta sear it. Just little salt and pepper and done.
Salt, pepper, a little bit of butter.
Oh man, you didn't even need the butter. This steak chewed like butter. It was just great. It was fucking
nice.
Great.
Why don't you make that a reward for yourself?
It is.
Make that. I'm saying like on your more vegetable thing. Make that a reward.
Well,
so
I'm gonna increase the veg high and proteins and stuff. Pick which ones. You need the proteins. You need the fats. You need them all. So just consume.
I'll work on that myself.
Yeah. So, to the next episode, my friends. Two Bros Podcast, episode 36. We're out of here.
Like last year.
Happy anniversary to the big bro. And we'll see you next time.
Next time on the grind. Free your mind.